We have some more Daizen Maeda news. This time, he's been linked with a big move in January to a Premier League club. We will go over the ins and outs of this story in today's video, whilst discussing all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Motherwell manager Jens Berthel Askew has made it clear his side will not be travelling to Celtic Park just to make up the numbers this weekend. The Steelmen head to Glasgow unbeaten in the Premiership so far this season, and their boss insists they are going with every intention of winning. The Fir Park side finally secured their first league victory of the campaign last weekend in dramatic fashion, netting twice in stoppage time to defeat Aberdeen. However, those who have followed Motherwell closely this term will know that result was long overdue, with Askew's men producing some excellent performances without always getting the rewards. A trip to Tynecastle earlier in the campaign saw them storm into a 3-0 lead against table-topping Hearts, only to be pegged back to a draw in a breathless encounter. That display, coupled with their unbeaten start, has left the Motherwell boss brimming with belief. Askew said, "We're not just going there to frustrate Celtic and tease them a little bit. We're going to win. And I believe that this team is capable of that, even though we know we're going to play probably the toughest opponent at the toughest place in the league. But I have seen so much already from this team that gives me a lot of confidence and belief that we will go there and have a good opportunity. We're really excited and looking forward to that game. Hopefully, we'll get one or two of the players who haven't been available the last couple of weeks back with us, and that will give us another boost." The boys available right now have done a terrific job in terms of producing good performances and hitting levels, as we've been missing some really important players for us. Motherwell will be missing on-loan Celtic defender Stephen Welsh, who is ineligible to face his parent club. But Askew hopes to welcome back a couple of players from injury to bolster his squad. Celtic head into the game after they face Braga in matchday 2 of the Europa League. Now for the main story, as Everton are reportedly weighing up a January swoop for Celtic forward Daizen Maeda, as uncertainty over his Parkhead future continues to grow. The Japan international revealed during the summer that he had agreed terms with a club believed to be in Germany before Celtic blocked the move. Since then, speculation has persisted, with Premier League clubs keeping tabs on the situation. Now, reports suggest that David Moyes' Everton are ready to test Celtic's resolve when the window reopens. The Toffees have made a strong start to life in their new stadium and are keen to bolster their attacking options with Maeda's blistering pace and tireless work rate. The 27-year-old was a key figure in last season's title triumph, netting 33 goals across all competitions. But this campaign has been more difficult, with just 2 goals in 11 appearances, amid signs that transfer uncertainty may be affecting his performances. If Maeda is allowed to leave in January, with 18 months left on his deal, they must avoid the mistakes of past windows. Fans are still frustrated at the failure to replace Kyogo after his departure to France, and the exits of Nicholas Kuhn and Adam Idah further depleted Brendan Rodgers' attacking options. With months to prepare, supporters will expect the hierarchy to have a replacement lined up if Maeda does depart. Letting him go without securing a proven forward would risk repeating the recruitment blunders that have already sparked widespread fan protests this season. In other news, Celtic defender Austin Trusty has delighted supporters with news of his return to training after several weeks on the sidelines. The American centre-back impressed supporters during pre-season with his composure on the ball and strong defensive displays, but a heel issue has kept him from building on that early momentum. Brendan Rodgers confirmed last week that the 26-year-old was closing in on a comeback, and Trusty has now shared the good news himself. Posting on Instagram alongside photos from training at Lennoxtown, Trusty wrote, "And we're back in action. Feels good to be back on the pitch, and I'm excited to pick up where I left off." Trusty's absence has coincided with a period where Celtic's defensive depth has been tested. Liam Scales and Cameron Carter-Vickers have formed a reliable partnership at the heart of defence, while youngster Dane Murray has been filling in when need be. Summer signing Jamai Simpson-Pusey, meanwhile, has yet to make an appearance. Rodgers is expected to carefully manage Trusty's minutes in the coming weeks, but the manager will no doubt be relieved to have another defensive option back in the fold with a packed schedule ahead. Celtic face Braga in the Europa League on Thursday before a tricky test against in-form Motherwell at the weekend. The return of Trusty is a timely boost. With fixtures piling up, his versatility and experience could prove vital as Celtic aim to maintain their domestic challenge while pushing for progress in Europe. In other news, Brendan Rodgers will have a big decision to make on Thursday night when Celtic host Braga in the Europa League, with the right-back position becoming one of the key talking points in the build-up. When Alistair Johnston was sidelined with a hamstring injury, Celtic's defensive depth was immediately questioned. Anthony Ralston initially stepped up, but when the Scotland international was also struck down, Rodgers turned to 19-year-old Colby Donovan from the B-side. Donovan had featured in pre-seasons before, but the absence of two senior fullbacks gave him his first real chance in the senior side. He has not looked out of place. The youngster impressed in domestic action and showed real maturity in Belgrade last week, starting against Red Star and delivering a composed European debut in a testing environment. Yet at the weekend, Rodgers reverted to experience. Ralston, fit again, returned to the starting 11 against Hibs, with Donovan back on the bench. It leaves the manager with a genuine dilemma ahead of Braga's visit. Dropping Donovan feels harsh after such strong displays, particularly away from home in Europe. But Ralston is a seasoned campaigner with European experience and was always seen as the natural backup to Johnston. With Braga's attacking threats and tactical flexibility, Rodgers' choice will say much about his trust in youth versus his reliance on experience. Either way, Celtic supporters will be watching closely to see who lines up at right back when the teams walk out under the lights at Celtic Park. Lastly, Brendan Rodgers has hailed the form of Liam Scales as Celtic prepare for a crucial Europa League meeting with Braga at Celtic Park on Thursday night. The Irish defender has long divided opinion among supporters, with some seeing him as a stopgap in the backline rather than a permanent fixture. Questions over his composure on the ball and ability to handle European opposition have followed him throughout his Celtic career. But so far this season, Scales has gone a long way to silencing his doubters. He has started 11 games for the Celts in all competitions, with the defence conceding just 3 goals during that run. His positional awareness, aerial strength and consistency have been standout qualities, particularly at a time when injuries to key players like Alistair Johnston and Austin Trusty have tested Rodgers' squad depth. Rodgers was effusive in his praise of Scales' contributions to date. I think Liam Scales has been playing at a really high and consistent level, Rodgers told Celtic TV. He has been superb in the team, and he is someone who I can trust. I know what I'm going to get in every single game from him, every week. With the manager's faith clear, Scales looks set to continue at the heart of Celtic's defence when Braga visit Glasgow. A strong display under the lights on Thursday would only further cement his status as one of the team's unsung heroes this season. He's done really well this season and is continuing to impress.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.